I have a theory. A game theory. Yep, I cannot do that. Yes, I have a theory about FNAF, and guess who it's about? None other than Micheal Afton. Or Terrence, but that's like way in the past. It's not Terrence, definitely. Or Chris. There's so many theories that I can't get out of my head. So, let's just say it's the middle child. I mean, not the middle child, that's Elizabeth. The first child, yeah. The oldest. So what's so different about Micheal, huh? Well, you definitely play as him in the in FNAF, cis location. That's all I know. So this is what people think he looks like. And he has voice lines, apparently. I haven't really heard them, so I have no idea what he sounds like. But just stare at these pictures, I guess. Hope there's nothing bad here. Like, this seems good. Grace. Why do I think her name's Grace and that's a Lewis? That's Chris. That's Elizabeth. And that's Michael. And that's William. That's Will. That's Mike. And that's Mike. So, my theory, before I forget this, is that Michael is a way different person than Terrence. And Terrence just happens to be the fourth Afton. The one before Michael. There's so many theories about this that, people think, but I believe there's no theories uploaded on YouTube. This is just a theory explaining who is Michael. Who? So what I think is that Terrence is way different than Michael. You see, if you search up Terrence, you search Terrence Afton. No, not death, just Afton. I never searched Terrence Afton death, dude. I don't know why it did that. So Terrence Afton, or simply Terrence, is from Disney. You see, oh my god. In order for this theory to work, Terrence has been here when Chris was born. So, if he was here when Chris was alive, then he must have died. So he died before Chris died, I'm guessing. So 1980. But if you look at this, he's still in the 1980s, right? But no, he was there when Chris died. So he probably died right after Chris died, which that would make me go for 1984 or 1988. Because nobody knows the real date of the bite. I really don't either. So, this character design is simple, right? So, I'm guessing that Terrence was always there for Michael. And that's just a theory so far. This is just going nowhere, I feel like. So, if we had Terrence from to 1988 or 1984, So if we have him to this date, 1980 question mark, because we don't know the real date, either 8 or it could be the same year even, so it could be 7 or 3, but I think it's 1 year after. So we could have Terrence at that death rate. Then Chris, once again, we believe he was about 9 or 8 when he died. So that would leave us to think that 1987 or 3. So if we get another tab and we get 1987 minus 8, I believe he's 8, you get 1979. But what if you do 83? We don't really know his real age, so you get 1975. So let's just put 1975. One sec. Okay, back. So that leaves me thinking, if you have Chris at this date and he died in 1987, he would be in his upper ages, right? He would be about 15 or something. But that leads us to think that he must have been way younger, right? So if we get 1983 minus 8, he must have been younger than 8, right? Well, if you think, this wouldn't really be accurate. It's just subtracting 8. So, let's use our brains and put his death date. Oh wait, that was his death date. Oh great, I'm dumb. I'm so stupid. I feel so stupid. Ignore what I just said. Let's just say that his date, because I can't do math, was in his birth would be, oh my god. So let's just say that his birth was in the 80s, of course, but what time? So let's just say that it was 1981. But no, that wouldn't work if it was 1983 that he died in. He would be less than 3 years old. So we go 76. That's a good enough age. I can't do math right now. Through 1987. If you think about this, okay, let's just go change this number right here because it's really annoying. I don't know what it means. Okay, we do this. He would be still young, right? So if that is the age difference between Terrence and Chris, we would have us thinking that Terrence would have died in 1988, 1 year after Chris died. Then that leaves us thinking that Micheal was born multiple years after Terrence. If that doesn't make sense, then Micheal was there when Terrence died. He would be around the same age, if not exactly the same age, because no, that's not possible. He would be around the same age as him when it happened. He would be about 11 years old when that happened. And notice, in Chris's death scene, he called Micheal, quote unquote, Terrence. So let's say that it was Terrence there and not Micheal. Then that leads us to think that Michael could have been a bit older. Well, yeah, he could have been a bit older. And then after Terrence died, he took his mask. Now let's think. Did Terrence die that early? Or did he die before Chris's death? That makes us thinking maybe it was Michael who killed Chris. But no. That's not possible because you see in the clip that Chris called Michael Terrence. So it could have been Michael. It had to be Terrence. But you see here, replaces Michael in the film. Pretty sure. So if we have Michael at a who knows, through who knows, probably he died in the present date, 2020. Now let's back this up a bit. When did Sister Location come out? It came out 2016. It's one of those earlier things. So let's say that that's when he died. 2016. A few days after I was, a few years after I was born. Like 5 years after I was born. Yeah. So if we take that he died in 2016, maybe Ballora is the mom. That's just a theory, though. Maybe they don't have a mom and they just happen to be from, like, no, that wouldn't make sense, would it? So if Elizabeth equals Circus baby and quote unquote Michael equals Foxy, that's a lot of theories, then who is Terrence? Well, let's back this up a bit. Let's say Terrence equals Foxy. Now that gets us thinking. Who is Terrence? Well, let's think a bit more. Yeah, I have literally nothing on. So if we get Terrence equals Foxy, then the Bite of 87 friend, or 83, like his friends, they would be, quote unquote, the animatronic things. I don't know. I really don't. So, if we think a bit more, if he's Foxy, then he drove his father insane. So, he drove his own father insane. I'm into going into a suit, I guess. So, William, he died a bit before Michael. So let's say he died in 1999. Let's just say he's very unlucky. But if Michael, quote unquote, died in 2016, that would leave me thinking, what is the exact date? Well, it couldn't have been in October. That would be way too obvious. If you check at when all the FNAFs were uploaded to software, when was FNAF made? They were all not in October, but they were in different dates. Yet they're still spooky and the one he dies in is quote unquote October. So let's just say that he did die in October. If he died in October, then how would the place even be open? I'm pretty sure most things, like some things I know of, aren't open in October. So how would FNAF's sister location be open? Well, let's think a bit more, because sister location is supposed to be a game for kids to have fun. Well, not a game like a place like Circus Baby or whatever the thing was called. I forgot what it was called because I haven't played it in a while. No, seriously, I have the game and I haven't played it since like last week. Yeah, that's not a long time, but a second night too. Because I have the mobile version on this, so very confusing. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. If we have I forgot what I was talking about, and cut somebody. So if we think a bit more about this, if he quote unquote died in 2016 and he died in October, what exact day? Wait, is that even how you spell October? I can't spell. How do you spell October? October. Is that how you spell October? When did sister location come out? I spelled it right. Thank you, God. So he died in October, right? The day would most likely be Saturday or Sunday. But no, it's 5 nights at Freddy's. So he would be dead on Friday. You know, Scott has some twists in games, so this might all be like all wrong. Or he decided to make us confused by naming it quote unquote Terrence. Now, all you theorists out there might find this video in your recommendations. Probably not, but still, it's the worst video I've ever made. God. So, if we think about this, the exact date would be this. Why Friday? Because I didn't play the full game, so I don't know. Yes. Yeah. Seriously. So, if you think about that, which there's basically nothing to think about, we have Elizabeth dying in 2000. Now, Elizabeth is coming into this. If you think, the show makes it like Clara is the mom. That's everything everyone is expecting. But if Clara died in quote unquote the 19,000s, let's say she died before William died. Let's bring it back to the 80s. Yes, none other than this date, which isn't really important